Hello and welcome to another Assyrian Wellness Collaborative program. My name is Carmen Morad. I am delighted to have a beautiful meeting or an interview with Letters to Santa Charity, and I would like to introduce Betty Julian as the president and CEO of this nonprofit organization and her incredible team. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for having us today. I'm Betty Julian, but more importantly, this is part of our team. Not everybody was able to join us today, so I do want to thank all of the board members of Letters to Santa Charity and all those that helped put the program on, especially Mary Agassi and Anita Michael. You're not here today and we're missing you, but I'd also like to have everybody introduce themselves if that's okay.
Beautiful.
Hello, my name is Ramina Isaac-Kando. I'm also part of Letters to Santa Charity. I am the treasurer of the board.
Hello, everyone. I'm Betty Julian's sister, Rochelle Julian. Normally, I'm the popular one, but this time she's got all the limelight. We are here at an amazing event that they put on every year, and Betty is such a strong leader, and we love following her, so that's why we're all here today.
Hi, my name is Donna Bedosieb. I am a committee member for the Letters to Santa, and Betty Julian is my cousin, and I am a supporter of her and her charities.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jean Tian, and I married a Syrian, and so that's why today I'm here to support our dear friend Betty, and because she's an inspiring woman for our community, and we just want to support her to be so she could do a better job next year.
Hi, everybody. My name is Michelle Julian Sanchin. I'm also Betty's sister. I'm here to support her, Letters to Santa. I basically do whatever she tells me to do, just like everybody else here. But we do love her. We love this community. We love this organization. We give back to many, many kids.
Hello, everyone. My name is Linda Heed-Meneses, and I'm part of the board. I will do most of, or have done most of, the decorating, and Betty is my dear friend. I adore her and all of her ideas, and I'm happy to be a part of this charity.
So I just want to say, I'm not a dictator, but I am very strong in my opinions. Our group, everybody has a voice, and these people give up their time and energy to give back to the community, the Stanislaus community at large, but also, they're very strong in the Assyrian community. And I think that that is a component of why we've been really successful in the last year. And I also wanted to say that Annie, we know her as Annie, her husband is also on our board, and so we have so many people giving back, and this is just a small selection of them, and you can't do anything alone. You know that, Carmen.
Absolutely.
You can't do anything alone. It takes a village, and this is my village, so I'm very lucky.
Well, we are lucky to have you over today. It's so refreshing to see the camaraderie between you, not just sisters, friends, cousins. So I appreciate for you to share that with us. And you're absolutely right. No one can do anything by themselves. There's a sense of community. There's a sense of camaraderie. But I want to share with our viewers, Betty, you as a leader, as you were called by your friends and peers, you were the recipient of the 2024 Stanislaus County Commission for Women Outstanding Woman of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about this organization, because what they do is they select women, as they call them, outstanding women, who go above and beyond to serve the community, particularly women and children. Tell us how you were nominated, who nominated you, and and then we'll talk about the mission statement and the goals of Letters to Santa Charity.
Sure. Honestly, I don't know how I was lucky enough to be chosen. I was getting ready. It was a normal school day for my kids, trying to get them ready, and I got a phone call, and I was told that I was going to receive this award, and I was really taken aback because the individuals that had nominated me, which is Christopher Sariani, also a leader in the Syrian community, who is the president of United Way at this time, and Jessica Self, who is actually an attorney in town who works a lot. I've seen her in different organizations, and we're very friendly with each other. They had apparently nominated me. They didn't tell me. And, I think that this organization wants to spotlight women in our community in Stanislaus County that are giving back to the community through nonprofits, through their employment, if they are raising up women and children, if their focus is to give back to the community. And I think that that has been my mission my entire life. I'm an attorney by trade, and I think that my heart bleeds for other women. I started in this trade. Obviously, I wasn't one of the first women to be an attorney, but, working in the early 2000s, 20 plus years ago, as you know yourself as a professional, times have really changed. And I think that we paved the path for a lot of other young women to be able to come in and not have to worry about the fact that they are a woman and what they're doing in their career. And just as a woman in our community, in Stanislaus County, and in the Syrian community at large, I think it's important that we set forth a good example for not just our boys and girls, but also for our parents and for our elderly who need to understand that it is important to give back to the community that we live in. All of us are members of this community, and it's essential for our partners in Stanislaus County that are not Assyrian to know that we have a voice. And together, united, we are very powerful. As Assyrians, when we come together, there's very little that could stop us. If we get things done, we have connections, we are relentless, and at times are criticized for being the way that we are. But I think that to make a difference, you really have to charge ahead and make sure that you pave the path. And kids in this community are in need of organizations like Letters to Santa. There are so many underprivileged children, unhoused families, children that are living in vehicles. They don't have a hot meal. They don't have clothes to wear when it's cold. They don't have a jacket. They don't have shoes. Their socks have holes in them. It's not just 1, 2, or 3. It's not just one school or one side of town. It is across all of Stanislaus County. And that just pulls at my heartstrings. I think that that's really important to make a difference in children's lives so that they can become productive members of society. If we don't get them young and early, then we're at risk of losing them. By the time these children are teenagers, they could be exposed to so many different things. We need to give them some kind of hope. And a lot of times their hope is a teacher, right? Or a principal or an administrator. But sometimes they need a little bit extra. They need some toys. They need a warm cooked meal. And so that's what pulls me to Letters to Santa Charity. Sorry, I'm touching the microphone. I'm not used to interviews, but also women leaders. I mean, I want to see our young girls going into professions of doctors, lawyers, engineers, marketing and sales and anything they want to be. And I think that it's important that we set an example. And I learned that from my parents. So I can elaborate on that, but.
Betty, you truly possess skills of a leader. A lot of us want to contribute. A lot of people in the community want to contribute. But there is a need for structure. There is a need for management and leadership. And you obviously have that, and I can see it in this group where the camaraderie follows that as well. You mentioned your parents. Very active members of the Assyrian community. Your late father, William Julian, served as the president of the Assyrian American Civic Club. You grew up in this civic club as a very active child and then youth, and you contributed in your own way. And I've had the privilege of working with your mom, Margaret Julian, when she served as Ladies Auxiliary President. A very dedicated and I want to say classy lady.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from her skills. So I see where the passion comes from, but you also provide mentorship to the next generation, and that's very important. How did you get involved, and what motivated you? Because there are so many nonprofits and charities out there, but you have this relentless advocacy for Letters to Santa charity. And the reason I say that is because we want to talk about one of your events that you did, the most recent one, and tell us about the ones coming up, because this is how people find out about how they can contribute and how they can do something that really, truly pays it forward.
Sure. First and foremost, I want to say that I think, in my opinion, to be a good leader, you have to recognize your weaknesses. And I appreciate you saying that I'm a good leader. I think that the only reason this charity was successful in the last year was that I was able to identify areas where I needed help. And although I may be labeled the president, I am by far not the individual that knows most about what goes on with Letters to Santa. Romina over here and Mary Agassi handled almost all of the intake. They know the program, they know the registration, they know the sponsors. We also had Amanda Paknit, which is Fred Nostati's daughter, also another Assyrian leader, who was very much involved in that. These ladies together handled almost 99% of the back transactional operations, things that I know nothing about. So if you ask me if I use Excel, I use Excel every day in my work because I need to with family law, but I don't know how to use Excel. So I have people that do that for me. And these individuals stepped up and did that. And any time that we needed them to do it, they were there. Rochelle, my sister, assisted with all of the day of the event activities, all of the shopping for the children, along with my sister Michelle. And all of these ladies back here, had a role. Linda handling all of the decorations and the silent auction items, months of midnight, 1 a.m. at my house on the floor, wrapping bows, putting silent auction items together. Annie and her husband and all of their extended cousins, Johnny Savvy and Anita, his wife, being at my house, moving things, transporting things, assisting, every single person, including Donna, coming over to my house, making sure we put things together. And then the day of the event, checking people in, selling tickets, manning the tables. So truly, to have a successful organization, you have to have leaders. Each of these women are individual leaders in their own right. And I received the award and I appreciate it, but the recognition goes to everybody. And I'm sorry that some of the ladies weren't here today. You asked me why Letters to Santa charity. I don't know. It fell in my lap, honestly. Letters to Santa charity was started by Justin Crone and his wife, Eileen Crone. Justin and I went to school together, elementary school. We graduated high school together. He's a local firefighter here in Modesto. This is their brainchild. This is their baby. They started it with, being on patrol, I believe. I don't want to put words in their mouth, but wanting and seeing families in need and wanting to service them. They started with a small dinner. It grew to a golf tournament. When I saw him at I believe it was our 10-year class reunion, because, by the way, I also was in charge of our class reunion. I just like to stick my nose in everything. So at our class reunion, I probed him and he said, I'm involved in this charity. This is what I do. You should come to my event. So I bought tickets. You could only go if you golfed. I don't golf. I made, the Syrian men go play golf. We went to the event. It was at the Turlock Golf and Country Club. And of course, like the true Syrian that I am, I walked in there and I thought, we could do this better.
And bigger.
And bigger. And not to knock anything that they did, because it was so much work, and that husband and wife and their close family was putting all of this on, and they were doing the decorating and the sales and the management and working day and night, and they put a lot of heart and energy into it. But of course, I thought, well, why are we at the golf course? It's a small facility. We have the Assyrian Club. We can go to the Assyrian Club. We can make this bigger. And why do we have to play golf? Why can't we just have a dinner event where people come to the dinner gala? Because, things in my world are always skewed by my own perceptions, which is good and bad. I worked with Justin and Eileen for a number of years. I would say maybe 3 or 4 years, we moved it from the golf course to the Syrian Club. We had one of our biggest fundraisers ever. We had almost 900 people there. We made almost $285,000 that year profit, net. And then COVID hit. And COVID hit and everything shut down. And nobody wanted to do anything, and we didn't think we would be able to raise any money. We couldn't have a golf tournament. We couldn't have an event. So I said, no, these kids need us more than ever. And I said, okay, friends, family, what do you have to donate? I know you have an extra Gucci purse that you bought, you haven't used yet. Give it to me. You have a Louis Vuitton. You have a trip. You have, kusariai, pots and pans. And just out of that sheer love for the community, we put on what was called the 12 Days of Christmas and online. And just on Facebook and online, we were able to raise almost $100,000 each year of COVID just being offline. And we gave back to the community, obviously in a smaller capacity. Our footprint was much smaller. But coming up to 2023, Justin and his wife are ready to pass on the baton and retire and take a little bit of a step back. They had been doing it for so many years. I stepped in as president and we just hit the ground running because we wanted to come back and be live and in person. And I will tell you, it is a lot of work. But if it wasn't for this charity and if it wasn't for these ladies, I don't know how I would have gotten through August, September, and October of 2023. My dad died in mid-August, right in the midst of planning our live event. And I think that Manala Huiteva, God gave me this charity to focus on and keep my mind off of that. And we just put on the event and now we're not ever going back. We don't want another COVID,
No, we do not.
but we are never going back. We are going to have live events going forward. And that's kind of how my love grew for Letters to Santa. And I have been there when I've seen the children receive their Santa bag and open up their own sweater or, nightgown or pajamas and cozy socks and have a toy. And you can see in these kids' faces that this is probably the one and only gift they're receiving. And I have personally delivered during COVID. The schools wouldn't deliver. Some of them wouldn't deliver for us. So they would give me addresses and I would go to these people's homes. And it's hard to even call it a home. A couple times I took my kids with me and my son, who's 13 now, still remembers. He's like, Mama, how did those people live in a taco truck? Literally, these children were living in the back half of like a taco truck because their father or mother was working for that establishment and they had a little space. So we've been to all areas of Stanislaus County where kids are in need, and the need is big. And I know our hearts are big. I know our community, Stanislaus County community hearts are big, but Surai Khamdi Khinana, Adan Libe Matile Al Khamdi Litin Chara, Gerek Oshulo Odile. And so I implore, Khatwatan, Akhunwatan, Atila Gamai, Hayri, Bayan, I want to thank all those that have helped us already. So many Assyrian businesses in Stanislaus County have come forward and given us donations. They bought tables to the event and became sponsors and gave us silent auction items or live auction items. We can't do it without everybody coming together.
Betty, it's so hard to follow your passionate comments. You explain in such an articulate way of why, how, when, and why we should continue to do this. The Assyrian community is a very giving and thriving community in Stanislaus County. You and your team, all of you at Letters to Santa Charity, make a difference. And the difference you make is that you give back to the community, to the unserved and underserved. Adversity in life, especially at young children, is harsh. And especially as an immigrant community, we understand
100%.
and we know how important it is to give back to a community that has embraced our community. So big congratulations to all of you. I personally would like to be involved in this organization. I think it's so important, not just for the empowerment of all of you, that you're teaching others that we individually can also be empowered by knowing that we're contributing. We're making little kids happy. But congratulations to Letters to Santa Charity and all of you ladies with such a big heart. You have opened your heart. You have your time that you give. I know you're all busy. You're professionals, you're moms, you have kids. But thank you for being here and sharing your story with us.
Thank you. I would like Romina to give you some of the statistics, if that's okay.
Please do.
So in 2023, we worked with about 25 different schools. So imagine coordinating with 25 different secretaries, administrative staff members to really understand what the need was for their schools, how many students really needed support. And we were able to sponsor around 1,500 students across those 25 campuses. And that's everything from the preschools to elementaries to junior high to high school. And also, we didn't stop at just the students. If the students that were in need had siblings in the household, Betty said, we're going to open it up to the siblings. We can't let this one student go home with a Santa bag and their poor siblings don't. So we had sibling partners that we were able to support as well. As she said, we raised over $250,000 in 2023, which was amazing. And that meant we had a lot of shopping to do. We had a big crew. I was not part of the shopping crew. I don't like shopping, but we had a big crew that did a lot of the shopping, a lot of the coordination. And once we were able to determine which students needed support, we took that information and we had a big shopping day. A Serene American Civic Club donated their back hall to let us kind of set up a shopping like Santa workshop. And we had the school staff members come and shop for their students. Wow. And it was one of the most rewarding activities that they said they've ever done. They knew the student, they were able to read the card and like, oh, you know what, I think this student would like this doll or this game or this ball. And so they were able to personalize it and feel like they were really also giving back. And we just sent a survey out to the campuses to get feedback on how they liked the event, how they liked the process. Is there anything they'd like us to change? And we got ratings, five ratings across the board. Everybody was super satisfied, super excited. We gave out blankets. We gave out school sweatshirts that most students can't afford. Pajamas, they were a hit. We gave out gift cards, grocery gift cards, books, balls, games, everything you can think of. We really tried to do our best to coordinate and help all those students. So we're looking forward to having, again, another successful event, October 5th. It'll be at the Assyrian American Civic Club. It's a Saturday. We are going to be promoting our table sponsorships for all the businesses. That comes with your promotion, not just social media promotion, but we have brochure promotion. We have promotion at the event. You also get some extra perks on your table, so wine and things like that. And we're hoping to have another amazing, successful event. We'll have the silent auction, which is a huge hit, and hoping to raise again. And hopefully we can get more than 1,500 student sponsorship this year and work with those same campuses. And if we have more money, we will support even more students. And our sponsorship doesn't stop after this. If we have funding and there are families that come to us, Betty will call us in the middle of like Christmas and say, hey, we heard about this family. We can go grab, great, we've got funding. Let's go support them. So that doesn't stop. It is year round, which is why we like to collect year round. And as we present our flyer information to you in this event, please do reach out.
Can I give the website real quick?
Sure. Our website is www.letters2santacharity.com, www.letters2santacharity.com with the number 2. I do want to thank, I don't know if we're done or our time's up, but I want to say a few things. Letters to Santa Charity is a 100% nonprofit organization. We don't have anyone on payroll. We don't have a secretary. I don't get a salary. When we meet at my house till 1 in the morning putting things together, we are not eating on the charity's dime. We don't go out on the charity's dime. 100% of the money that comes into this organization goes back out into the community. Every single person sitting here and everybody that helps with our board is a 100% volunteer, cutting from their family and their children. I want to give a shout out to all of the working moms. You know, Carmen, that as a working mom, we fought for equality, but sometimes we're like, why do we do that? We are all working full time, supporting our families. We all have young children, and we are cutting from our family time to be able to help children in the community. Same is true for the fathers, but of course, you know, I always say moms carry a little bit of a bigger load. But but not a single dollar goes into anybody's pocket. Nobody's on payroll. We try to minimize our costs to the extent possible. We try to reach out and partner with like the caterer or the photographer. You know, a photographer was free. The photo booth was free. The caterer gave us a discount. The Syrian American Civic Club gave us a really good discount in years past. Last year, they gave us a really good discount. We're hoping and we're praying that the Syrian Club will continue to do that and partner with us and understand that as Assyrian organizations that have halls like we do, we are in a unique circumstance because we are also nonprofits, and nonprofits should partner with other nonprofits and give back to the community. Make our voices louder. Together, a partnership between the Assyrian Hall and Letters to Santa just shows the community at large how strong Assyrians can be when they come together and they partner together. I don't want to discount our non-Assyrian partners because without them, truly, we would not be successful. Almost every single Turlock downtown business contributed either with a gift certificate or a basket. We had some of our largest sponsors like Kirkus Electric, Bright Electric, the Lemos family, Bright Development, Bright Family, different Brights, by the way, but two different companies. Can I think of any other major sponsors that we want to shout out to? I mean, just so many, the Humphreys family, so many large families in the community contributed. They were sponsors. Balance Books, our bookkeepers. So many people donate and give to Letters to Santa. And I am so sorry if I left somebody out. I'm on the spot right here. I did not make a list. Who? Yonan's, Sunrise Bakery, Sargon. Eddie's also on our board. Yes. He's a leader in the community. Turlock Sports Park. We have so many different organizations and different companies in the community that have contributed, bought tables to our event, donated items for our silent and live auction. And so we want to thank them. It's not just the Assyrian community that puts this on. We have board members that are actually not Assyrian. We just didn't bring them today because this is an Assyrian broadcast, but we can't do it without your support. Please go to our website, come to our event on October 5th. Seating is going to be limited because we do have probably the biggest silent auction in all of the land. So if you want to come and do early Christmas shopping, get your wife something special, get yourself something special, that's the place to be. But we partner with all of the schools in Turlock and so many schools from Modesto, Ceres, Keys, Denair, Waterford. Am I missing anybody? Turlock, obviously. So I mean, I don't know what else to say. I do want to thank my parents, if I can. Absolutely. You already mentioned them.
Absolutely. Please do.
All of us here have strong parents with ties to the community. Yeah. I mean, you can't focus just on one person, but you asked me why I do this. I keep hitting this microphone, sorry. You know, my parents, just looking back, my mom and dad raised us in the Assyrian Club and in the Assyrian community. And not just that, my dad, you know, would volunteer at the polling station every year. I mean, we all vote by mail now, right? But my dad, every November, I don't know, I think it was 5th or 6th, he would be on that Tuesday at the polling station from morning till night, donating his time because he really valued the sanctity of having rights in this country. He came to this country, he raised his family in this country with freedom and liberties. And he believed that you don't just come and take. You don't just sign up for the programs and be someone who receives the benefit, but once you get the benefit, you give back. And I'm not saying we didn't receive the benefit because we did. You know, I am definitely a recipient of the benefits that this country gave to me, but I'm not going to just, you know, make it, you know, Carmen, just like yourself. You have this beautiful, huge home here. And you're not just going to parties and celebrating and spending your time and money on your own family. You give back to the community. You bring awareness to all the issues that people need to know about. And you're constantly making sure that there is a flashlight, a light bulb, a shining light on everything that our community needs to know about. And you incorporate us and bring us back into the larger community, which is, you know, our brothers and sisters in the United States. This is our home. And I think that it's very important that members of our community give back and that members of our community understand that we are not here just to receive. We have to also give and uplift other people. And I think, you know, in la yavach barai hamdi la ankayla gukhaytidi surai dalil rabas by makhleta. أنا يا سوري متيتان كل شبتة جو Syrian school يلبي private tutoring جانا نخرب وقت because تخمنتن من موشة البراشة أخنا تخمونك جو English right أختي شولاني له in English but أنا قلت لك يا بنات السوراي يطي ملت ديان باس مويلة نيش ديان مويلة هي أخنا سوراي وقت إن جرك يوخ هيرخ لبن قاعد كيار سورة يا بنات جيل خينة and like you said a lot of these people that we're helping are refugee and immigrant families that need a step up, a leg up, a little bit of help during the holidays. And يا بنات جيل بتاعي presidents and senators and running corporations and businesses in the future. So that's where my heart lies, and I know that's where all of these women's hearts lie.
I think, Betty, you spoke for the entire human race because the humanitarian efforts that you put through within your capacity of your nonprofit organization truly is what every humanitarian effort is all about, which is to give it forward. I don't think I can add anything else to what you said because you exemplified empowerment. Kudos for the reference to your parents, because we're all children of immigrants. We're all grandchildren and great-grandchildren of genocide survivors who have come to this country to seek better opportunities and prosperity. So thank you for sharing your positive energy with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the empowerment that you exemplify. And I want to make sure that our viewers and Assyrian and non-Assyrian who watch you today are inspired to get involved, whether locally they can contact you and your organization, or if they live in different parts of the world, in different countries. I'm hoping this conversation has inspired them to get involved and to find how they can give back and really take from your energy that you truly, it is a positive energy to pay it forward, and never forget, like you said, your identity.
Where you come from.
Where you come from.
And I need to say, sorry, I got carried away on my own comments. My mom, Margaret Julian, a leader in her own right, you mentioned, she owned her own business in Iran, as a young single woman to run her own business and then come to America having no ability to speak the language, to raise 3 young daughters in a country that was foreign to her, to open a business and then open a second business. She truly was my dad's partner, and I would say probably his leader. We have learned, the ladies in my family have, she's such a great example to us, and she never let anything get her down. I remember the year I had my kids and I wanted to stay home with them. She'd be like, "Why are you staying home? I'm here. I'm going to take care. You go to work." Aww. Her ability to push you and to want her children and her community to thrive. She never turned anybody away. If they didn't have money for a haircut, she cut it for free. If somebody called her and they needed help, she was the first one to direct them as to where to go. She was the old 411. Can say whatever they want to say, but before I finish talking, which I can go on and on, clearly, all the judges in this county wish that I would talk less. But what I need from the larger Stanislaus community and my brothers and sisters that are Assyrian, not just you, anybody that sees this broadcast, we spoke a lot to the Assyrian people because this is an Assyrian broadcast. But what I need is, and what the children in Stanislaus County need, is for you to come forth and have a table sponsorship at our event for October 5th, 2024. We need donations to our silent and live auction. If your business has a product that you sell, that you market, that you can give to us for free, we can put it in our live auction or silent auction, and all the money that we raise from that will go to the children in need in Stanislaus County, and your business will be marketed. We need volunteers that are going to come and help at the event, that will sell tickets, that will be on the ground doing the work that we need on the day of the event. We need large organizations to donate, hall rental, services, snacks, L'Amour Charcuterie. I want to give a shout out to L'Amour. They came
Ilona Smiley.
Ilona Smiley came to the event and donated 100% of her grazing table for the night of the event last year. Over $10,000 worth of appetizers. Skewers was our caterer. So we need organizations and companies and businesses to come forth and donate their services. We would love to in the future. This is our big ask for the future. We'd love to have a storefront. We would love for some rich person in downtown Turlock. Do you hear me, Swanson? We would love for you to donate some retail space where we would have a small area where teachers could come year round and select much needed items for their children, but also would give us storage space in the back to buy things at discount. We were able to buy during Good Friday or Black Friday. Good Friday just ended. Black Friday, so many things on discount. And if we could do that year round and be prepared and have a place to be able to organize things. My house was a complete disaster leading up to the event because we had all of the baskets, and then afterwards because we had all of the deliveries and the items. So if we had a storefront or a storage unit or some place to put those things. So if you're out there and this is calling to your heart and God is touching upon you to come forth and help, then we ask that you contact Letters to Santa Charity. You can always find me at McCormick Barstow. You can call my cell number. It's published everywhere. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. But Letters to Santa is as well. We have Letters to Santa at www.letterstosantacharity / Stanislaus and on Instagram. But ladies, all of you say something. Talk to me.
In closing, if we could pass the microphone. In closing, we just want to hear your final message that you want your viewers and potential contributors to hear from you.
So I think Betty said it all.
And some.
But I'm going to add to the how she has this in her heart. She learned it from her parents. She learned it from her mom. We're also doing it. She's right. We took time away from our families, but we're also including our families. So I also included my son in the event. I included him in preparing and planning and helping us, move things around. And, he kept asking, Mama, what is this for? So I explained it to him. And for him to go into the school and see there are peers out there that need the support. So now he understands and now he knows how to give back. After the event, maybe a month after the event, my son and Betty's son were in his closet and they were cleaning out his old clothes and said, I don't fit in these clothes. I don't need them anymore. Let's give them back to the school. Right? I mean, that right there is a big win in my heart. And now he'll always know this is what we do every year. He doesn't complain. Where are you, Mom? How come you're not here? Why do we have to go do this? He really wants to help. So we're giving back to the community, but we're also teaching our next generation to give back to the community. So to me, that's very heartwarming.
I think it's all about paying it forward because that's what we do, right? So there's always been someone there for you to help you in the past. So how do you give that and pass that forward? It's, opening your heart up and doing something nice for someone. I can remember when Betty's like, let's go get a hotel room for this family over the Christmas holiday because they're living in their car. So literally we went and rented a room for 2 weeks and I think they gave her a discount. She's like, let's go get them food. She got food. She got the whole hotel room all ready for them. And it's like just seeing that in action and seeing that your little thing that you're doing for them is taking money. Like you're not going to go to a shopping spree for one weekend and instead you're going to support a family for 3 weeks. It's just unbelievable how much a little goes with a family that needs help. So really open your pockets, give as much as you can, and it goes a long way. And trust me, they're super appreciative.
I'm going to go ahead and piggyback on really what the ladies all said. Romina took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the same thing. We have the ability to do it, so we are doing it. We're supporting Betty. We're supporting, all the kids in Stanislaus County. But more importantly, we are teaching our kids as well to give back. And so piggybacking again from what Romina said, our kids were all involved, from Linda's kids to late night. All of our kids understand that, we're taking time away from the family, but it's because it needs to be done. It's an important thing. And so the fact that all of our kids were there to help with the shopping, it's fulfilling for them too. So not only is it rewarding to us, but we're teaching our kids too. So I'm grateful for that.
So So today, I came because as you could tell, I'm not a Syrian, but I married a Syrian. But I think, yes, and then I think it's inspiring because I'm from a Chinese background. I think my community needs to get together and to support this whole charity as well. So that just gave me a push to think how and what I should do to inspire the people around me and my own community to help. So yes, Betty is a leader, and around her, you just have so many ideas, and not just the energy. So I'm just very grateful I'm around all these wonderful ladies, the Syrian ladies. You guys are wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
So the only thing I want to really say, because everybody's already basically talked about everything, my daughter, she now sees, we go to a very good school in Turlock, but nobody knows what this child's missing. Nobody knows that this child that's sitting next to her doesn't have breakfast. Or during the holidays, yes, the schools get free breakfast, lunch, but when they go home, they don't have food. When they don't have school, they don't have food. And Letters to Santa is there for those families. Thanksgiving time, they get meals. They've donated turkey dinners. Most families don't have an oven, so they have a microwave dinner, so they are able to feed them during those holidays. And that's what Letter Santa is all about. It's about giving. It's about giving those families foods. It's not just about toys, which all the kids need toys, but it's feeding the families. Imagine a kid during the holidays not having breakfast, lunch, not knowing what to eat, and Letters to Santa is there for them. So we need as much donation as we possibly can. We take donations year round. It's not just in October, it's year round. So if you have that donation, if you have the money, if you have gift cards, Letters to Santa will take it. The holiday just happened, kids are out of school for a week. You know, Letters to Santa is there for them. So that's all.
And I would like to just point out, as busy as we are, life gets a little bit hectic. We forget to be compassionate. We forget to be nicer to the person sitting next to us because we've already raised an assumption about them. And I think Letters to Santa slowed me down. It allowed me to look around. It allowed me to feel for people and their children. And the most important thing for me was all of these women stopped life and went 100% forward to help with Letters to Santa for all of those beautiful children. And my brain, having two children, they're not children, but 20 and 16, I remembered them during Christmas time, and they looked forward to that. So my brain kept envisioning these children who normally don't get, receiving so much. It was abundance of stuff that they received from this beautiful charity. So if you can, whatever you can do, it's enough. Anything you can help with, we are happy to take, and we are happy to take volunteers as well. So please, if you have anything to give, think of us.
I just want to piggyback on that. All the ladies mentioned their children. My sons, Joshua and Patrick, who I hope someday will also pick this up and move it forward. They have sacrificed a lot of their own time with their mom, time in their home, space in their home to make sure this charity is successful. And I think in the beginning, as a child, you don't always understand, but as the years have gone on, they understand that mom's goal is to not only set a better example for them, but to give back to the community. And my hope and desire is that we can touch the lives of children in this county, but that all of our children remember when we're gone, we're 6 feet under, you know, "Kulam taza Khaima." What remains is that memory of your parent. And I know from my parents that they were givers, you know, they forgave, they loved hard, they gave back hard, they did everything passionately. And I want that to pass on to my children. And I know that each one of these ladies sitting here is an example for their children, for my children, for your children, and for children of this community. So I just ask that you guys contribute, www.letters2santacharity.com. Don't forget the charity on the end. And check out our website. Mary Agassi did a great job of loading some of our videos. And if you have any questions, contact any one of the board members, but we would love to have you partner with us. And thank you so much for having us.
Oh, it is truly my pleasure. And in closing, I would like to just share with our viewers and with all of you that your passion equals blessings in our community and for the children. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for continuing what you're doing. And thank you for empowering the Assyrian community. And I hope you have more than just women that are contributing to your charity, but keep going and the blessings will go forward. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is the conclusion of my conversations with Letters to Santa Charity with the amazing volunteers and Betty Julian as their president. We will see you next time on the Assyrian Wellness Collaborative programming.